Have you guys seen that Tom Cruise has just joined TikTok?
Ooh,
No, he hasn't.
It's not.
No.
It's
I will
not. It's
let
not
you
Tom.
continue talking. No.
Right, it's not the
No.
real Tom Cruise.
No.
I'll give you that. It's someone who looks like Tom Cruise, sounds like Tom Cruise, but is not Tom Cruise. So there's a new account called Deep Tom Cruise, and it's literally called Deep Tom Cruise. It appeared a couple of weeks ago, where someone who is not Tom Cruise is making TikToks as if they are Tom Cruise. Through the power of deepfake technology. Now, the first video was posted a day after our last live show, February 22nd. That video quickly shot up to 10 million views.
What's up, TikTok?
Now, this is an impressive video because it puts
You guys cool if
glasses
I play
on.
some sports?
It's amazing. And a hat. And that, the way that it...
I love it.
So weird.
More for the audio experience.
If you didn't know this is a deep fake, it would just sound like I'm really enthusiastic about it.
Wow, look at all that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Look at the sunglasses and the hat. No, it is. That is a deepfake video of Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is going to be out of the job now. All you need to do is get someone that can like run a lot and
just
be
get
crazy.
someone with a head the same shape as Tom Cruise. That's all you need.
Who runs a lot? Oh my God. All you need to do is get a roadrunner, right? Because a roadrunner runs a lot and is crazy. And you can put Tom Cruise's face on it. He's out of a job.
Despite the account being very open about the fact that it's a parody account, it says that in the bio, it's a parody, it seems that some people didn't quite clock that it actually is not Tom Cruise. However, other people were not fooled. Some even drew attention to the fact that the deepfake wasn't exactly perfect because in a couple of frames, you can see that his sunglasses, as they pass over his face, they completely disappear, where the AI is not quite catching the difference between the sunglasses and the skin.
This is really good. This is really, really good.
Yeah.
The fact that this is the biggest problem with something coming in front of the face and disappearing slightly, that's incredible.
Many people clocked it, and it looks like he took action because he released another video. It seems a bit tongue-in-cheek. He passes his sunglasses over his face a lot. He gets a lollipop. He's like pulling a lollipop over his face a lot. Bit of flexing here.
Oh, wow.
Nah, that one looks worse.
Every now and then I like
that
to
looks weird. That looks like a
treat
Snapchat
myself.
filter.
Do you reckon?
And
Yeah.
it's good because
That
discipline...
one, I've looked at these, and that one, I mean, it's more impressive from the perspective of like occluding the effect behind passing objects, but it does look kind of flat.
I think there's bubblegum inside this.
The chin looks too big. I mean, like it does look it looks better in terms of hiding the glasses, hiding the effect behind the glasses, but the effect itself doesn't necessarily look as good. But wow,
It's maybe getting the lighting a little bit wrong, but it's catching that lollipop more.
do you know what I like about this? What is really incredible is that with things like this, it shows you how much you pick up on without actually understanding it. Because all of us, we're looking at it and we're saying something's wrong about this.
Yeah.
But I can't quite put my finger on. Is it the lighting? Does it look flat? There are so many things that you notice in a human face that you don't know you're noticing. Wow. That's
like
really cool.
this slight lack of emotion, maybe, where it's not quite catching the tiny little details.
But the thing is, this is for someone's face who we've seen a lot. I assume that all of us can really see Tom Cruise's face. You know, we've seen Tom Cruise's face quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we know what it looks like. But if this was, if you wanted to deepfake and just look like a random person,
A person,
completely different
you
person,
probably wouldn't notice. Yeah,
you wouldn't.
that's
No,
that's true.
I was watching this video the other day of this guy who did that. He said, "This is me. This is how I look." He was like, "Actually, this is a fake face." Snapped. Face came off. He was like, "Actually, these sunglasses are fake." Snap. The sunglasses were gone. And then he was like, "Actually, I was lying. This isn't even my real face." And he did like all of that stuff. And it was it wasn't perfect.
I've not seen that.
But it was good enough that if he wasn't drawing attention to it, you might not notice.
You wouldn't notice. You might just be like, "Oh, the video quality is a bit bad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is so cool.
So we've done a whole episode about deepfakes before. Episode 58 from memory. So a deepfake is a piece of media that uses machine learning and artificial intelligence to replace a person in a given video with a completely different person. This is done by basically funneling loads and loads of footage of a particular person that you want to imitate into kind of like an algorithm of sorts, some kind of like neural network, which is good at detecting facial features and like mapping them onto another video of another face. So it spits out a new video, which is then, in most cases, tested against another algorithm, which is good at detecting fake videos. And then if it detects that the video is fake, it tells the first algorithm why it could tell that it was fake. And then the first one learns and it's like, okay, don't do that again. So it makes a better video. And then basically that cycle goes over and over and over again until there's until the second algorithm can't detect that it's a fake video. And it doesn't just stop there, because
oh, no.
because if the second algorithm can't detect that it's a fake video, the first algorithm is like, well, that was a fake video.
I fooled you.
I fooled you.
I
And I'm
fooled
going
you.
to tell you how I fooled you. So then the second one learns, and then they just kind of keep teaching each other over and over again. Yeah. And we get scarier videos.
It's like
That's
an
kind of like the
arms
basic
race,
gist.
isn't it? It's like an arms. That's what I was thinking there. Like that. It's like someone makes a sword, the strongest sword of all time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it hits against someone that makes the strongest shields. And if it doesn't break, the person that makes the sword, okay, I'm gonna go make another sword. And then they test it. It breaks the shield. And like, okay, so this is how I made the sword. And I make a shield that can withstand this sword. And it keeps on going and going and going. Except instead of swords and shields, it's videos that ruin humanity. You know.
Yeah. But I want to talk about Tommy Boy here. And the future of deepfakes on social media, because the fact that someone has even accidentally convinced people that he's Tom Cruise. He's upfront about the fact that he's not Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But some people still are convinced that he's Tom Cruise. The Verge reached out to TikTok to ask whether these types of accounts break the terms of service, because the TOS actually states, you may not impersonate any person or entity, including giving the impression that any content you upload, post, transmit, distribute, or otherwise make available emanates the services. How do you guys think social media platforms should be kind of adapting to the rise of deepfakes?
I personally think that this is fine. And I'll tell you why. Because I've seen many Twitter accounts that are like, Elon Musk for real. And then in the sort of description, this is a parody account, and it just tweets out things that like an awful meme or whatever. And those are fine. We all recognize that parody accounts of well-known people are quite funny. I'm sure if there was a parody account of Luke Cutforth made, it'd be very, very funny. We'd all really love to see that.
Deep Luke Cutforth.
Somebody go take that handle, please. Deep Luke Cutforth.
Oh no.
We'd all love to go deep with Luke Cutforth, but
excuse me.
but the thing is that if it's telegraphed, then I think it's fine, because this is almost an extension of that. I think the issue is using them in a manner to deceive, which this isn't. This is just a little bit of fun. Although I suppose if I was Tom Cruise, I might have something different to say about it.
Yeah, maybe.
But then this can only really be done for celebrities, and we already have lax sort of rules for privacy when it comes to celebrities. Yeah. So I think that they should hold it to the same standards that they hold everything else. And if they're going to crack down on this, then I think we should crack I think this is really an issue of privacy for celebrities. So if we're going to crack down on this, then we should probably crack down on other things like paparazzi and fake Twitter accounts and whatnot. You know,
just like posting any meme of a celebrity.
Yeah. I feel like this is only an extension, and if it's not being used in a harmful manner, then really it's just a little bit of fun.
People were saying in the chat whilst you guys were chatting about how difficult this is compared to like traditional visual effects and makeup. And the thing that's so weird about deepfakes is that they are actually significantly simpler than a normal visual effect. And the reason for that is because, well, I don't know the specific reasons for that necessarily, but if you think, the way I think about it is, imagine how costly it is to say get a single frame from the movie Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Right. And how many people have to do work, and how much stuff has to be made, and how much waste is created, how much energy is used to essentially get an HD or a 4K video frame, right? Just some pixels in a square or in a rectangle. And that's the end product, is this really simple, just like compressed video file. And you put all this expense out. So deepfakes, as far as I can tell, they are closer to actually just creating that video file rather than doing all the background work required to make that thing exist. So eventually you might be able to have a situation where you can type in something like, a guy with kind of gingery hair wears some headphones in his living room with a purple TV behind him and talks to a screen. This is what he says. And a deepfake will be able to synthesize this entire image that you're seeing right now. It'll be able to synthesize my voice. It'll be able to synthesize everything as long as you can give it a script. And then beyond that, it might even be able to make the script up itself as well.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
It's like that wouldn't need to make a person make a house. All it's doing is synthesizing these images and the way these images are stitched together and the way the human voice is created, rather than having to create all the other stuff behind what's currently being used to make this podcast. Right?
Someone in the chat has even said, "Do the SCI Guys even exist? Perhaps
exactly.
they've all just been deepfakes the whole time."
Look, as soon as this technology is good enough, we're gonna retire. But we're actually at a point already where we've got AI that can sort of write scripts for you. There was a Tom Scott video on it recently, and look, if we get to a point where I can just plug into an AI, write an episode on this, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then Jamp, you don't need to do your work filming this anymore because. No. We'll just type into the deepfake AI, make Corey Jamp and Luke do a SCI Guys.
Yeah, we'll funnel all the Patreon money, patreon.com/SCI Guys, into a deepfake program that can just make whole episodes of SCI Guys.
We'll have Tom Cruise on as a guest,
Yeah.
We could do
have
all of
anybody.
That. We'd have literally anybody on as a guest.
Wow.
There are so many applications to this, and we need to get out ahead of it. And the legislators need to get out ahead of it.
Yes.
And understand how it can be used and make sure that people aren't legally using it immorally, if that makes sense. Because that if you can do something, you will do it.
Yeah.
People will do it.
Yeah, but that's my story. So a little lighthearted one.
Yeah. I mean, lighthearted if you don't think about the imminent end to all facts.
Yeah, possibly Terminator in the future. But
If you enjoyed that clip, head over to patreon.com/SCI Guys where you can find the full show. Or you can stay here and catch up on old SCI Guys episodes. Or you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at SCI Guys Pod to find out when we're doing more live shows.